Tonight, Old Dominion University revealed its 2026 economic forecast. That presentation highlights economic growth in the U.S. and in Hampton Roads, as well as areas that need attention. Layla Cox is in the studio with a closer look.
That's right. According to the research, defense spending is projected to increase, but the federal civil workforce has shrunk significantly. Folks are spending more to purchase a home, and mortgage rates are up. And federal limitations on international migration is weakening Virginia's population growth. Professor Bob McNab shares what he says is troubling data that suggests Americans are not happy.
How is Hampton Roads going to fare in 2026? That is the ultimate question at Old Dominion University's economic forecast. Dr. McNab is an ODU professor and director of the Dragus Center for Economic Analysis. He says the answer comes down to how much you earn.
If you earn as a household more than $130,000 a year, 2026 is probably going to be a good year. The top 30% of households in the United States now account for more than half of consumption.
While higher income households will drive growth in 2026, McNab tells 13 News Now 70% of households that earn less than $130,000 a year are just barely keeping up with inflation for everyday essentials, including gasoline, electricity, natural gas, and more.
And what we see is that natural gas prices are up almost 7% from last year. Electricity is almost up 7% from last year. Coffee is almost up 20% from last year. So your trip to the local coffee store has gotten really expensive really quick.
Experts say higher U.S. tariffs lowered employment and manufacturing, increased tariffs on U.S. exports, but reduced real gross domestic product, or GDP, growth. And as inflation continues to grip the pockets of millions nationwide, including Virginians, McNab says consumer satisfaction trends are showing similarities to previous global economic downturns.
Consumers are as unhappy now as they were during the Great Recession of 2007-2009, and even farther back to the dot-com boom of the early 2000s.
During the forecast presentation, Professor McNab and Professor Vinod Agarwal emphasized Hampton Roads is relatively more vulnerable to changes in federal policy. They say working together regionally is important to strengthen private sector growth and diversify the region's economic base. Layla Cox, 13 News Now.
All right, thanks, Layla. And we have ODU's full 2026 economic forecast on our website, 13newsnow.com.